What's up, guys? So if you caught me out in public 4 or 5 years ago, there's a good chance I was riding in this truck because I used to drive Larry all over the place. Whether I was going fishing, the grocery store, work, it didn't matter. I really enjoyed driving this truck. And now I just cranked it up for the first time in 2 months. And honestly, over the past year or two, I bet I haven't put 500 miles on it. And that's just downright wrong, man. Going from a truck that I used to enjoy every single day to not driving it once every couple months, like, it does not make sense. So we're about to take this thing back to its roots, back to when I used to enjoy the crap out of it. And I think a lot of y'all are going to be excited about that as well. So I guess it was like 2 years ago, maybe more, we found the holy grail of lift kits for the 10th gens, the fabtech 7.5-inch lift. And I thought that's really the route that I wanted to go because I looked for that lift kit for years before I finally got my hands on it because they don't make them anymore. And so you got to buy them used. We got 20 by 12s, 35s, but we do have the adapters to be able to run the 6-lug Chevy wheels because unless you spend $5,000 to $10,000, they don't make good looking wheels for 5-lug Ford. Everybody loved Larry, myself included, and I drove it all the time. A simple 3-inch spindle lift, 16 by 10 bullet holes, and 33-inch graps. And it looked glorious. It drove glorious. And I just really enjoyed it. So I finally decided we are committing to snatching this lift off and getting Larry back to its former glory. Well, as y'all just saw, we got the whole front end torn apart. And then in the last video, we ended up stripping the frame down and painting it. And it came out really, really good. No more rusty frame on Larry. Now we need to get the lift kit back on here, or the new lift kit on here. And then new wheels and tires. The Forces will be up for sale because I really have nothing else for them to go on. So the Forces and Kumos, they're going to be hitting Facebook real soon after I clean them up and everything. But the fabtech lift is not going back on, at least not for the time being. So we're going to be installing these 3.5-inch spindles with the cut down 7.5-inch fabtech springs, because last night as I was searching for our stock springs to utilize them with our leveling kit, our little coil spacers, I remembered throughout the whole lift kit debacle, I put the stock springs on the red truck. And so if I want to use those, I'm going to have to tear the whole front end apart on that and probably just have it sitting on a stump or something. And I'd really rather not do that. So we're going to try to use these springs because we ended up cutting a coil or two off of them. So they're shorter than that guy right there, which is the full 7.5-inch fabtech spring. And we'll see if it works. So y'all know I like to get one side knocked out before showing y'all so that I'm a little bit more familiar. Well, I just tried putting the spring in and it's just not going to work. So we need the factory springs from the red truck. Per the usual of nothing going smoothly, I can't get the wheel off because I don't have the right socket for those lug nuts. I do not know where in the world it's at. So we're just going to attempt to unbolt the upper control arm, jack the truck up. Hopefully this tire will flip down and we can pull the spring out. Could be bad, so we're going to stay clear. Okay, it went inward. Hopefully once we get it up high enough, it'll swing down. It ain't gonna do it with the freaking tie rod on, is it? She's about to fall off the jack. The spring is out, but I'm actually really scared to get up under there and grab it. Oh gosh, she's out. Woo. There she went. Oh, she's out. Whoa. Well, after about 112 hiccups, it's finally time to throw the passenger side in. There's a little hint of what's going on here. I think it's gonna look super good, but as far as what we're gonna be using, it is the stock coils with, I think, a 2-inch top, like leveling collar or whatever it's called, 3.5-inch lift spindles, the lift upper control arms, stock lower control arm there, and that's pretty much her. So let's throw it up on the tripod, cue the time lapse. All right, guys, well, here she is looking absolutely amazing on the new suspension, paired with the 22-inch High Country Reps from OE wheels and the 35 boggers. Holy crap, this stance is killer. Now, it's not on flat ground, obviously, so we'll get it in the driveway and see exactly how it is front to back as far as, you know, squatting, raking, leveled. It's pretty much spot on level, but it looks super, super good. And we can always play around with the rear because we did put the 1-inch lift blocks in there, and then we have these stock shackles in currently. So we can mess around with that, or we can mess around with the front, because we are gonna have to tear the whole thing back apart, because I noticed several things that need to be replaced yesterday, but I could not get them because no one had them in stock. Well, I did buy a new tie rod, and then it didn't fit. Thanks, O'Reilly's, but I got all that ordered. New lower control arms, figured let's go ahead and replace them both. Tie rod, shocks front and rear, because apparently I sold the rough country ones with the spindle when I sold it. So currently we have no front shocks, which on two-wheel drives that use coil springs, we are springboarding across this field like no joke. It is terrible. We still have the zone shocks in the rear, but they're pretty much maxed out because they're supposed to be about 6 inches higher than what they're currently sitting at. So we'll get those out and put those away with the lift kit. I'm sure there's already been people commenting saying, hey, I want to buy it. I am sorry, I am not selling it. I'm going to keep it. It took me years to finally find that lift kit, and it is extremely hard to get it. It's literally easier to find a truck that's got one on it. Buy the truck, take the lift kit off, sell the truck, than it is to find one that's, you know, off the truck just being sold. It's so freaking difficult. Maybe other people have better luck, but it literally took years of me every day. Fabtech 7.5-inch lift kit, F-150 on Marketplace, until finally, you know, we got our hands on actually two sets, one that we bought a whole truck for to get, and then it was messed up, and then we found the other one, thankfully. But anyways, I am keeping it, and if I ever, I'm sure I will, wake up and say, hey, I want to lift Larry again, we're gonna go get it all powder coated. I'm thinking silver, the cross members, the spindle, the coils, the blocks in the back. Maybe we'll pull the leaf springs and everything out for powder then. You kind of got to play it safe with this green, I feel. So I think silver would look really good and match with the two-tone, obviously. Just like these machined wheels, I feel like would go amazing with the silver two-tone. Make me not want to take them off, but we're freaking taking them off because I'm getting rid of the adapters. We're taking the adapters off. I got to thinking, I was like, I didn't quit driving this thing when I put the lift kit on. I wasn't driving it much before then, and that's because the adapters. It's always in the back of my mind, even though I love all the videos we've done trying out the GM wheels, because this jelly bean of a truck looks incredibly good on pretty much all GM wheels. It's just always in the back of my mind. Hey, today's the adapter's gonna fail. You're gonna crash. gonna tear Larry up. And so that is when I slowed down driving this thing, is when we started putting the adapters and all the other wheels and tires on here. Because I drove it a ton up until the bullet holes came off. And so, yes, these look amazing. I would love to keep them on there, but I just ain't gonna do that to myself. We are gonna go with a actual 5-lug wheel meant for this truck, which is easier said than done, because unless you go bullet holes or spend 5 times as much as you bought your truck for, there's really not good looking wheels, man. I mean, there's reps, there's like Harley Davidson reps and stuff, but they're very like round and mellow, like the 10th gens are. And in my opinion, you got to complement a round, pretty chill 10th gen with a very aggressive wheel and tire, and that's what makes it look super, super good. If you play it safe, it ain't gonna look that good, in my opinion. So that's why all these GM wheels and tires that we've had on the other trucks have looked amazing on here, because I tend to always try to go as aggressive as possible. So I don't know, do we go bullet holes again? Do we go back with graps? Do we try some TSL swampers? We've never done those. Definitely not doing boggers again. This is a one-hit wonder for show. I don't know, drop a comment. Maybe I'm not thinking of some other tires that would look really good on here. Let me know what wheels you would think would look good on here. And we're definitely going to do that at some point. Maybe we'll do a video trying out all the other wheels and tires that we haven't put on here yet. That we'll probably do that before. There's going to be a lot of content, as you just heard. There's a bunch of things we got to replace. We got to get a new battery. We got to do some stuff on the inside of this truck. We haven't done well. We did the headliner in suede, but other than that, we haven't done anything on the inside of Larry. We haven't done anything under the engine bay. There's a ton of stuff. We just got to get back where I can drive it down the road, because currently we're still not off property. We're still landlocked currently. So yeah, and the reason why, well, on top of the shocks, but also if we start creeping up here, you can kind of see a little bit of a problem we got going on. Ka-chow, holy crap, dude. I guess I didn't tighten down the upper control arm all the way. I didn't go crazy with everything, putting cotter pins and all that kind of stuff in it, because I knew I was going to have to tear it back apart, but clearly did not tighten down our upper control arms all the way. So the alignment pin has slid all the way in, which is fine. It's not tore up or anything. It just, she leaning. So definitely got to get that fixed. We'll do that after we replace everything. And I'm thinking about doing an additional little collar. We'll have to see, because Larry has got a ton. I mean, it can go higher for sure. Check it out underneath here. Those lower control arm angles are really freaking low. Also painted cross member, looking amazing. We definitely can go higher. It was so freaking sketchy having this truck on 4 jack stands. I'll tell you what, I was freaking scared it was gonna fall off. We can definitely go higher. It's just not fun getting the coils to go in there and get it all clamped back together. And so I didn't want to push it, but maybe we will go up a little bit more. If not, we'll just, we can play around with the rear. We got stock shackles in there and the 1-inch block. So yeah, we got a lot to play around with. Also, it's the first time seeing the truck at this height with that bumper. Looks super, super good. We got to get new plastics. We're, of course, going to do that. Maybe just get a whole new bumper assembly, try out the Amazon one. I don't really know. Either way, just looking freaking good, and a lot left to do to this thing. But I'm going to quit rambling. Yesterday, I'll tell y'all what, yesterday was one of those days. It was just a complete freaking nightmare. So many things giving me issues, giving me problems, and just taking way longer than it should have. It's been a challenge getting y'all 3 videos a week out lately, for sure. Life's been life, and work's been working. YouTube's been YouTubing. Gosh, dog. But I ain't gonna sit here and complain. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna try to keep it cranking. But yeah, there she is, getting this end of the video knocked out before heading into work, because I did not get it all done yesterday. Boy, do we need to replace those tips. Holy crap. Maybe change the whole exhaust setup. I'm not really sure. Kind of have like an open mind of all the possibilities with Larry, because we really ain't done much to Larry. We just, enjoyed it until we started to not. Freaking adapters. I'm blaming you. It's my fault, but I'm blaming the adapters. Anyways, hopefully you all did enjoy. Definitely drop a comment down below. Let me know. And we're about to go see if we can get this thing in the shop for the first time, because we got some gnarly storms coming tonight. I just washed Larry Bear, and I'd like for it to stay clean. So, first 2-wheel drive truck going into the shop. I don't know if we'll be able to, but hopefully the boggers will help.